Good day everyone. For today's video, I am going to discuss all about electric power and electric energy. Now, let's differentiate the two terms. Electrical energy is the ability to do work. Work in physics is defined as when a force acts upon an object to cause a displacement. So the moment na mairog ang usa ka butang, that is work. So, electrical energy is the capability to do something, while power, it is the electrical rate of doing work, the capacity of energy which is being used. Another illustration or example is a weightlifter. Let's consider the power here is like the strength of a weightlifter. No, strength sa weightlifter. And energy is the measure of how long he can sustain the output of power. Kaya niyang i-lift ang dumbbells, but the question is how long kaya niya i-sustain iyang power to lift the dumbbells. So that is energy. We have different kinds of power such as electric power, optical power, or human power, and daghan pa. While sa energy, we have also types of energy that is kinetic, thermal, potential, gravitational, sound, electromagnetic, light, and daghan pang forms of energy. This topic, power and energy, was discussed in Physics 1. So, somewhat like review na lang dyan ni siya. Symbol for power is P, and the SI unit of power is watts. For energy, EE, electrical energy, is the symbol, and SI unit is joules, because it's energy in Physics 1, right? So energy is, the SI unit is joules. To solve for power, this is the formula. P is equals to voltage times current. In Physics 1, ang atong formula was P is equals to work over time. So this formula kay gi-derive ra sa gihapon from work over time. Katong previous natong formula sa Physics 1. Dili na ko ipakita. Giun sa pag-derive. Now, take notes. P stands for power, voltage, and the SI unit is watts, abbreviation for the symbol, for the SI unit. Voltage, now take note. Symbol for voltage is either have, please don't forget, it could be V or E. So sometimes nayuban ni gamit yung E, it's because for SI unit, ma-confuse niya ta ba? SI unit for voltage is volt, and abbreviation for volt is V. So maglibog niya ta nga hala duha ang V nga symbol. So naay times gamito nako si E as the symbol for voltage. Current is I, and SI unit is ampere. Symbol, abbreviation of the SI unit is A. Resistance is R. SI unit is ohms. Abbreviation for the SI unit is this one, this symbol. Again, SI unit, na yung mag-confuse. Saan naman, nga na may SI unit? SI unit, kumbaga, kung mag-measure ta sa length, diba, meter, kilometer, ito muna ang mga units or label. Now, we have here the magic triangle para at least ma-familiar lang ta kay related ra gihapon na to solve the power. We need this formula. To solve for power, we have two other formulas. That would be if, let's say, voltage, either voltage or electric current is also unknown in the problem. If electric current is unknown in the problem and you are asked to solve for the power, this is the formula. And if voltage is also unknown in the problem and you are asked to solve for the power, this is the formula. I will show to you how these two formulas are being derived. Okay, let's start with the first one. When electric current is also unknown in the problem and you are asked to solve for the power, take note, to solve for electric current, we have here V over R. So voltage over resistance. probably in the problem, the given is only the voltage and the resistance. That's why we use this formula. And how this formula is derived, input the main formula, P6, and substitute to solve for current, V over R. So V times V is V squared over R. So this is when electric current is unknown and what's given is only the voltage and the resistance. To solve for power, and voltage is also unknown in the problem, and what's given is resistance and current only, we are going to use this formula. And how this formula is being derived, input the main formula, that's PVI or P6, V4. To solve for voltage, we have I times R, substitute, and times I. Simplify this one, IR times I is I squared R, or we have R times I squared. I-arrange na siya. Gi-introduce na ako ang different formulas, no, para kung asa mo comfortable. But as I've said, mas prefer kong this main formula lang atong gamiton as long as we know this magic triangle. Para dili ta daghag formula na apatoy napay voltage, napay current, napay resistance, napay Ohm's law. So dili na daghan kaayo og formula nga need natong i-familiarize or i-memorize. So to solve the power, I will just use this main formula. But again, it's up to you kung asa mo comfortable. Comfortable ba mo nga mo gamit usara ka formula or mo gamit sad mo aning other given formulas. Okay, let's have example number 1. Let's input the formula P6, PVI, or PEI. Again, it's up to you what formula to use. Basta the same na ng duha. And we have here the magic triangle. A 5 ohms electric heater operated on a 110 volts line. Complete the rate at which is developed. Rate. So we are asked for the electric power. Input the given. We have resistance 5 ohms, voltage 110 volts, and power P is unknown in the problem. I will use this formula P6. Substitute the given. We have V is 110 volts. I is unknown in the problem, and to solve for I, we have V over R. That is 110 volts over 5 ohms. And to simplify, let's simplify first the SI unit. So that is V squared, and ohms is equivalent for ohms is also V per ampere or V per ohms. So that is cancel out 2 minus 1. What's left is VA. Now, other way to simplify this one, wala na ko siya gi-detailed class kay nag-discuss naman ako naman siyang i-represent no, sa mga previous pa nato recorded discussion how to simplify SI unit. Balik lang mo atong Coulomb's law, murag dito ang detailed. To simplify this one, para masayon ra if ang denominator is fraction, right? If denominator is fraction, para mas easy is we are going to multiply this denominator to the numerator. How to do that? Reciprocal lang dyan. Don't forget to get the reciprocal of the denominator. So that is A over V. So denominator na si V, cancel out na siya. And remember, V squared ang atong numerator. So 2 minus 1. Naapay mahabilin nga usa ka V. Muna ang mahabilin is volt ampere. And get the quotient, 12,100 divided by 5, that is 2,420 watts. Volt ampere is equivalent to watts. If ever maglibog mo to simplify the SI unit, okay ra gyud nga on the process walay SI unit. As long as kay bauta what's the SI unit for the power, what's the SI unit for current, kay ni jud gihapon sa final answer na ang SI unit. Bahalag wala ninyo gi-appeal sa process. Okay? So that's the answer. Let's have example number 2. A heater is labeled 1.5 kilowatts. how much current does the heater draw from the source that is 220 volts? How much current? So we are asked to solve for the electric current. What's given? We have 1.5 kilowatt, and in our formula, dapat ang power is in watt. So, ato ni siyang i-simplify. 1.5 kilowatt. 1 kilowatt is equivalent to 1,000 watt. So, therefore, that is 1.5 watts. And E, again, E is V. This time, no, akong gigamit for voltage nga symbol is E. Kani siya. So, that is 220 volts. And I is unknown. So, i-practice na ako nga kanina sad nga formula akong gigamit. Kumbaga, symbol for voltage is capital letter E. Substitution process, P is given, so that is 1,500 watts. And E, our voltage is 220 volts, as is si current kay siya ang unknown sa problem. Cancel out, to isolate I, electric current, we are going to divide both sides by 220 volts. So, cancel out 220 volts on the right side and get the quotient, or divide 1,500 by 220 volts. Now, I will show to you how to simplify the SI unit. Watts over volt is also watt per amps. Watt per amp or watt per ampere, and cancel out watts and watts sa denominator, so that's ampere. So other way no to simplify this one is i-multiply si denominator sa numerator, but always get the reciprocal. So what's left is A, therefore get the quotient. 1500 divide 220, that is 6.82, and our unit is ampere or amps. That's the final answer. To solve for electrical energy, we have this formula, EVET. So that is EE is equal to voltage times current times time. I have here again the magic triangle. This formula stands for electrical energy, EE, V as voltage, I as electric current, and T as time. As a unit for EE, we have joules, and symbol is letter G, or abbreviation is G. For volt as a unit for voltage is volt, that is abbreviation for volt is V. For current, ampere, and A is the abbreviation. And for time, take note that is in second. Symbol or abbreviation for second is S. And let's have example number 1, or 3 for EE, electric current. Now take note of the formula EVET. At 220 volts electric lamp that consumes a 5 amps current is used for 30 minutes. How much energy does it require? So we are asked for the electric energy. Input the given that we have 220 volts for voltage. Our current is 5 amps. And time given here is 30 minutes. 30 minutes. So in seconds, that is 1,800 seconds. Let's solve using this formula, EVET. Substitution process. V is voltage is 220 volts, current is 5 amps, and time is 1,800 seconds. Multiply 220 times 5 times 1,800. The answer is, the electric energy is 1,980,000 joules. Basta mostly no million na gani ang answer class, much better. It's best to use the scientific notation or change this answer into scientific notation. We have 1.98 times 10 raised to the power of 6 joules. So that's when, if you are asked to give the answer in scientific notation. Okay, depende sa instruction no, kung in scientific notation ba dapat ang final answer. Let's proceed to example number 4. Second example under electric energy. So we have here the formula. EVET, a solder that uses 1.44 times 10 raised to the power of 4 joules of energy, how much power is yielded if it was used for 4 minutes? We are asked to solve for the electric power. And let's derive our formula. Take note to solve for power, that is P6. And we can change this into from EVET into EPT, right? P is V times I, or voltage times current. Once familiar na ta class, dali na lang nato pag-derive sa formula. Okay, input the given. We have electric energy, time in seconds, 240 seconds, and the unknown in the problem is electric power. Let's use this formula. That's EPT, input or substitution process. Electric power, P is unknown, leave as it is, and 240 seconds for time. To isolate P, divide both sides by 240 seconds. Cancel out 240 seconds. And get the quotient. 14,400 divided by 240. That is 60. Joules per second is equivalent to what? 1 joule per second is equivalent to 1 watt. That is the answer. And that ends our lesson for this quarter.